It's my time and it's my time, my time, my time and it's we get raw. It's my time to spit, my time, my time, my time to spit, we get raw.
Hello, my name's Alan Kennedy and you're watching YaRAW Show.
Hello, hello, my dear friends. YaRAW is back. New season is starting right now, so before we move forward, let's recall what happened last season. There was certainly a lot of singing. With hope in your heart, and you'll never walk There was certainly a lot of joy.
Right in the back of the net. Right there.
Fucking boss. The sun is shining, everyone is smiling, and the Everton blue and white stripe are going home sad. Get in, Liverpool!
Poetry in motion, cha la 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 la.
Emre Can, get the fuck in there. Oh fuck yes.
Love you, get in there!
I'm running on very little sleep, courtesy of watching Emre Can's Majesty at Watford.
Consistency! This is how we gotta do it. Roll on, Reds!
I really enjoyed the corner count today. A lot
How
of
many
corners.
did double digits?
12, I think.
I
That's
think that
basically a
double.
goal. It's basically a goal.
But boy, I got no nails left. I've eaten all my nails. Last 10 minutes, fucking hell, that was something else, wasn't it, guys? But whoa, 3 points, on we go. Come on, Red Men!
Well, at some points the joy was so much that one Red's wife, backtracking, filming him, crashed into a lamppost, and the other guy fucking spilled his beer.
We are Liverpool. Liverpool will be on top 4.
We are gonna make it. I have no doubt. Long live the bird. Woo! What do you? Oh, you got that? You got that?
Yeah, I got that.
That was a beer spilled for Liverpool.
Now, of course, there was some anger, disappointment, and, you know, negative vibes too.
Fucking shocking. Absolutely fucking atrocious. I am fucking livid at that.
No good.
What frustrated you the most?
Late subs. I think we showed the urgency, but just should have made those subs earlier.
Fairly boring that. What can I say? We seem to set up to not lose the game, which is just bizarre at home against Southampton.
We didn't move the ball quickly enough. Yeah, it's like we sat back, like we were playing away from home, not at home. We had to fucking play.
But nevertheless, after the season was done, we got the top 4. There was a lot of elation, a lot of expectation, and now we're starting the new season this Saturday, and obviously we want the Reds to succeed. There are a lot of talks about transfer window, whether we have done enough or not enough. We're yet to see what's going to happen. But anyway, I'm going to bring you something special. So a few weeks ago, one of the Red legends of the 70s and 80s, Alan Kennedy, went to Moscow and met the beautiful, sexy Russian Reds in Pilgrim Pub in the heart of the Russian capital, and produced an exclusive interview, which I'm happily sharing with you now. Part 1 of it, Alan Kennedy on current Liverpool, expectations, players, and the coming season. Enjoy.
I think he's going in the right direction. I like the way he sets his team out. I like the way he plays his football. And I think most importantly, he gets on well with the fans of Liverpool. And they're very important to him. And I think, you know, he's... whether he can bring the title in the next couple of years remains to be seen. But he's certainly got the crowd on his side. And he's certainly got the players playing the way they should be playing football. So we're going to hope for a good season. We don't need any upsets, particularly in the January of next year. But I think we're well on the way to achieving our goal. Champions League is a must for the fans. The fans love Champions League. They want to be in it. They want to play against the top teams. They've got, you know, preliminary rounds, and they've got to get past, you know, good opposition. There's no poor opposition in the Champions League. But Liverpool can, for me, as a personal thing, they can go all the way. Some people might find that a surprise to say an ex-player can go all the way, or the team can go all the way, but I think they can. I think they're good enough to do it. They surprised a lot in 2005 when they went in the Champions League and actually won it, you know, obviously in Istanbul. So I think that I can see them doing the same as what they did 12 years ago. So I'd be surprised this year if Liverpool don't win a competition. I think they're good enough to win a competition, and I think they'll be more confident the more players they get into the side. Liverpool are trying to compete with clubs that have far more money than what Liverpool have. You know, Manchester City can outbid anybody for any player in the world and give them what they want. And sometimes you don't want to go that far. But Liverpool are quietly doing their job. Jurgen Klopp is an intelligent guy, and he's a type of guy that he will attract players to come to the football club because of the nature of the way he is. And I for one, will say that he will be looking at certain players and trying to get the best for the football club. He won't spend willy-nilly. He won't sort of like say, well, you know, we'll get him just because he's available. They won't do that. They'll get players that he wants in the team. And if we allow him to do it, you know, gradually, as he has been doing, I think this year is going to be Liverpool. I think it's going to be Liverpool's best year. We need quality players. That's what we need at the football club. You know, we've had slight problems over the years. Left backs, we've looked at for a little while. We've also looked at centre halves. You know, they have really come under pressure. Goalkeepers have come under pressure, and so have one or two in that midfield. But you know, whatever he decides, and we talk about Van Dijk being the answer to all our questions. I think he'd be a great signing for the football club. He's a leader. He's a big centre half. He can play football, and he's very intelligent as well. So he would be the one that I'd be looking at to bring to the club more than any other player. But we have other positions that we might question. I would like to see an out-and-out centre forward at the club, and the centre forward, whether you're Diego Costa, whether you're Ibrahimovic, whatever, but you need that type of player for me. We've got lots and lots of goal scorers at the club, so another one, you know, as a centre forward would be fine by me. He's been at the club now nearly 4 years, and he needs to sort of like he needs to say to himself, you know, what's his best position in terms of, is he going to be a defensive midfield player? Is he going to be a right-sided midfield player? Where will Mane play? Where will Firmino play? Where will Wijnaldum play? And you've got to work that one out. But I felt sorry for him for his injury side of it. He's come through that, hopefully, and he's going to be ready for next season and give it, you know, the best he can do. I think he's a very good player. Captain-wise, nobody will ever be as good as Steven Gerrard. You know, Steven Gerrard led by example. You know, he took the bull by the horns, and sometimes, you know, that is not the case with Jordan Henderson. He tends to sort of like look at what's going on. Jordan's a fine player, very good captain, but you know, we have to look at captains as leaders on the pitch, and sometimes we haven't led from the front. The best player in the academy for me is Steven Gerrard. He's coming through quite nicely, and by the time he's 36, he'll be a fine player. No, I think there's lots of players coming through at this particular time. We saw actually in January of this year how good some of them were, you know, particularly against the likes of Wolves, particularly against the likes of Plymouth as well. So we've got lots coming through. You know, the right back looks to be capable of putting pressure on players. Ben Woodburn looks to be coming to his own as a forward, coming in there as well. So I think there's quite a lot coming through, and I think Jurgen Klopp can be pleased the way his backroom staff have been, I suppose, given a boost by the fact that Steven Gerrard now is bringing the kids on. He's done well. He's done well. The problem is that all of them make mistakes. That's the problem, and you've got to stop making the mistakes. Who was the game? I saw it. I was at the game. Hull City. Remember the game, Hull City? Yeah. We got beat 2-0. Okay, away from home. And the second goal was a ball over the top, and he's dithered, and he's what? Should I come? You know, listen. Cut out the mistakes. They're fine. They're fine. I don't mind the player. I think he's a decent player, and I think he's got shades of Alan Hansen sometimes. I think the goalkeepers had done quite well. I think you know, Mignolet has come back to hopefully his best form. And whether the manager thinks that he needs another goalkeeper, I don't think so now. I think he's set his mind on that. You know, Karius, when he came in, put pressure on Mignolet. Mignolet's responded in a good way, and I think that's helped a little bit as well. So, but there'll come a time. Mistakes, that's what it's in. It'll be mistakes again. James Milner is a very, very good player.
Agreed.
He can play in any position. And he would play well in any position. The fact that he started his career as a midfield player suggests he's more of a midfield player. But the lad has absolutely done nothing wrong by playing as a full-back. I love James Milner for it, okay? He has a great attitude. I've spoken to him on several occasions, and he's looked at me and he thought, oh, I might have to follow, you know. I said, James, I said, on 2 occasions, I said, James, I'm going to get my boots back out. Having a bit of a laugh with him, and, you know, and saying, James, come on, hey, you gave away a penalty, you gave away a free kick, you did this. And he takes it like I took it many years ago, because when people say that, you go, okay. I'll do better, like, you know. And I like his attitude. Now, he can't be long-term, because long-term we need maybe a left-back, a proper left-back to come in there. But at the moment, he's still doing the job that, you know, that any left-back would do. So I don't have a problem whether he brings the ball back onto his right foot to cross the ball. I don't have a problem with that. I think he's great. I think that the lad should leave the club. I think he's got potential, but at 20, how old is he now? He's in his mid-20s, early 24. You've got to reach your potential by then. I think they reached him a lot earlier, but I think I think, you know, he's. I'd like to see him get back into the team, but I just don't think he can. I really don't think. I think the manager will look at what he's got and he'll say, right, I'll play this player there because he can do it. Milner is, and Moreno will come in if Milner gets injured, but I don't think there's. I think he should try looking now. Going back to Spain.
Is there something wrong? Is mentally?
I don't think so. I think when we bought him, I think he was a raw talent.
Yeah, sure.
And I think he had the potential, but playing outside left, you know, he's never learned how to defend, and I think that's poor. You know, he sometimes remember the semi-final against, was it Aston Villa? Do you remember when he was like this? He had his hands behind his back, and he allowed the player, because your balance goes when you do so. Just immature things that he does in a game.
Now, before I go, I have a little announcement to make. First of all, this is just part 1 of Alan Kennedy interview. There will be a second part with you know, his stories from the past. But the more important announcement is I'm moving overseas in just about a month. back to Moscow and starting this fall. I'm super excited, fucking buzzing to say that. I'll be doing a show with Stan Coldermore, the former Liverpool player, among many other clubs. We'll be doing a show on RT, and this will be something special, guys. This will be football like it's never been talked about before. Well, just follow announcements on my Twitter, but make sure you watch that. So, guys, the season kicks off against Watford. Remember the last time we played them on that ground? What a fucking beauty by Emre Can. I want you, just like last season, please send me the videos. Send me your bouncing, singing, dancing, whatever you're doing in the clubs or bars or whatever you are. Reactions to the game, reactions to the players, your thoughts about the transfer window, Klopp, Liverpool, anything. You know my email address. Send it over to me and we're going to make a whole fucking buzzing season. And when I move back overseas, I'm going to be visiting some of you Reds in person in London and Liverpool and everywhere else. But for now, you know what's coming. The mic is dropped.
Over here.